What's up, Crown Crew? What's up, Crown Crew? What you guys doing? I'm just coming in because I wanted to talk about sloppy thinking. And you might be saying, what is that? Well, sloppy thinking for me and what I'm thinking about it is messy thinking. It's confusion. It's disorganized. You just all over the place. It's like having your brain being a sloppy Joe. So it's really sloppy thinking. And I was having a conversation with someone today, and he was telling me about his crown mama. His mama's in the crown era, and he was concerned about how she was dealing with life and how things were moving about in her thought processes and things of that way. And when we were talking, I was just like, well, that's a lot of sloppy thinking. And he was like, what is that? And I said, you know what? I don't know. Spirit must have just gave me a little something, something. So my intuition just went through and came in, and I thought about it, and I'm pondering it, and I'm still developing it, so to speak. But sloppy thinking from right now is defining as messy, confused, disorganized thoughts that are not getting you the the results that you want because it's chaotic in there. It's just a mess, and it needs to be organized in a certain way. And a lot of times, when we have this sloppy thinking, we're in between worlds. We're trying to move and groove into one particular area of our life, but we don't have a clear direction. And a lot of times we don't have a clear direction because we have not created and made a decision to do something. Though we want something, but it's still way up here. I want this if, and I want that if, or when this happens, then I can go and do this or that. And when you're in those in between phases and words and use language like when this happens and then this is going to happen and then if I can do this, then I'll do that, the if then situations through coaching, then you're not making a decision. You're waiting on circumstances, the outside validation or circumstances in your life to make the decision that you truly have the power to make. You are the one who organizes your life. You organize your words. You organize everything that you desire. You have to organize it in a certain way, in a certain pattern that feels comfortable for you through your intuition, of course, because just because the end result is something doesn't mean your path is going to be the same as someone else's. So you have this individuality where your road is one way or another, and you decide in between worlds or in a fork in a road, as other people will say, choose something. You have to make the choice, and your choice needs to be clear and concise. I, how do I want to say this again? I've got to think about it in a different way. So I know that when I am having sloppy thinking, I'm battling my own mind. I'm telling myself X, Y, and Z. I'm trying to think of because I really don't do this anymore. What I do, I don't really have a lot of sloppy thinking unless I'm debating myself. I'm not debating, I'm berating myself. Like, why did I do something versus doing something? Because I make a lot of choices quickly, but when the choices don't end up in the certain circumstances that I want, then I berate myself. And then that too is sloppy thinking. So I just got checked by spirit right now that once I make a decision, it's done. Don't go back and forth because something didn't in the way you want or you didn't get that end result. You just make another decision until you get the results that you want, or you change your decision and create another aspect of what you want. And so I know clear thinking. Let's go back. When I have clear thinking in a path, I am in momentum. I know that for me. When I say I want to do something, whether that's get a job or get a car or just make a decision when I know I want something to eat, I make the decision. They're quick, concise decision, long term and short term. There's certain things that we have rituals and rules, and we do those just because, but it's those sloppy decisions, I mean, sloppy thinking that creates the chaos in our minds. And I'm trying to think. Like I said, I really don't do this often, but I do hear people always asking for validation about, can I do this? Should I do that? Will this be the best decision? Will that be the better decision? For me, I look towards not perfection, but a pathway that has a priority for me. And so I usually don't make a decision when I know that I don't know what the end result should be. So when you know when the end result is, for me, that's when I get into sloppy thinking. That's how I'm seeing it. I don't have a clear end result, meaning I don't have a clear goal, then that's when sloppy thinking happens. And it's we can't do that in the crown era. We don't have time for that. We have to be anchored in something else. We have to anchor our yacht or our ship before we become shipwrecked. We need to settle down, meditate, journal, write, and really do a deep dive within our own heart space. Yes, within our own heart space, and utilize our intuition, our prayers with God, and really say, where should I be? Sometimes it's just better to toss a coin if you truly have two goals that are really equal and you do a SWOT analysis. If you don't know what a SWOT analysis is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And you can utilize your internal and external aspects. And so those things are important. There's a lot of things that I utilize in coaching to help someone not to have this sloppy thinking and really make a decision for their lives. Let me think. Anything else? When we're in this, also, a lot of times we are in metamorphosis. We fear the new beginning as well as we fear letting go. And so when we're in the crown era and we know that our lives are shifting and changing, children are leaving or empty nesting, or we got a divorce and we're just in between and we just don't know. I'm your coach. Let me help you holistically to sit down, do what we need to do to pattern out where you truly want to be. We can use the RAIN method, a SWOT analysis, use some goal setting. We can do this. I got you. Small increments. Know when to have a clear decision so you don't have to be in sloppy thinking. Let me think. Oh, last but not least, when you in emotional confusion and instead of emotional intelligence, that would definitely be a recipe for sloppy thinking. When you allow your emotions to move you like the wind, left and right, up and down, all around, that is the recipe for sloppy thinking because that's going to just confuse you. We move with emotion when we truly have already made a decision, and we use that emotion, the positive emotions, and sometimes not the positive. Fear will move you into a different decision. Pain and hurt will move you into a different decision. Disappointment will move you in a different decision. But we want to not run away from something, as my mentor would say. We want to run to something. We want to have the goal, the end result already available for us, and we just move there. We just keep going. We just do it. So, yeah, so that's my message for today. If you have any questions or concerns, you got a comment, put it down there. You want some clarity about sloppy thinking? How often do you do a sloppy thinking? Because we're not doing that. We're not doing that in the crown era. No more sloppy thinking. Be concise, be clear with your own decisions, with your own words, and know that your pathway is organized and you create steps to get to your end result. That's the best way to win in life. I don't personally believe you can lose in life because this is our playground. We're here to play and learn. But when you're ready to have the results that you truly want, that's when you know. Okay. I love you guys so much. If you don't know who I am and you're still here, I'm Coach Hunt. You can call me Angelina. I help women in their crown era to have the best life ever and to just make the decisions that they need to make to have the best decision for their lives, to love their lives so impact emphatically that they can't be moved from moving and grooving to the things that they want to do. Okay. All right. I'm going. I love you. Bye.